Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Monday Morning Coffee with Kyle and Ann. I'm Ann. Quiet Kyle over here. Oh, we're here to talk about real estate in downtown Chicago. We both sell real estate with Baird and Warner Gold Coast office, located on the gorgeous, magnificent Mile, and we love to tell you what's really going on.
Exactly.
Yes, she's looking today. As we're into spring now. We're officially into spring. May not feel like it, folks. But the market continues to do what it continues to do, and we're going to talk about that. And we're going to show you some interesting properties. And today we're going to do a neighborhood study review on pricing. So that's kind of where we are today. Anything else before we jump in, Kyle?
No.
How was your weekend? Good?
My weekend was good. Since we last got together, both of my properties that I shared with you last week went under contract.
Terrific.
And it's and after they closed, we got some interesting things to talk about.
Oh, very nice. Oh, you're teasing us. You're teasing us. Okay. Well, everybody, you'll have to watch to find out the dirt. So, all right. So, I prepared a neighborhood pricing study for us to talk about today. Oh, let me get rid of our names in the coffee cup. But this is to talk both about single family homes and briefly condos. You know, you and I were talking right before we went on the air that there's really not much new in terms of statistics, generally speaking. There's not enough inventory in Chicago. There are a couple of neighborhoods that are slower than others, particularly the near West Side and the Loop are slower than the others. But you go to neighborhoods like Lincoln Park and Lakeview, and you can't get enough inventory.
I think that's
Let me give you a little anecdote here. You ready for this one? I had a client last week. We put in an offer on a $685,000 two-bedroom in Lakeview, West Lakeview. Okay. I'm talking west of Ashland, Lakeview. And it was listed at 685, and we went in with a multiple offer on the first weekend at 715, 30,000 over. And we were the lowest of 6 offers.
Oh my God.
So, I mean, that's the kind of market we're in right now.
Well, let me ask you this. Was it priced where the last sales said it was going to be priced?
I mean, it was priced over where the last sales said it should be priced.
So then, wow. So it was wow. Think about that. Think about that appraisal.
Yeah, well, and see, that's the thing. I mean, listen, folks, I know I could have helped her win that, but you know what? She wasn't willing to overpay, and she made a wise choice. And there'll be another one that comes along. And Kyle and I can help you win an offer if that is the goal. But if it's, not the goal, I mean, anyway.
You don't want, it's real. That's just really, it just shows people, they're all like, oh, Chicago, it's a terrible market. No, oh God. Chicago's the hardest. It's a terrible market if you want to say there's nothing to buy and everything's going for a higher and higher and higher price. Yes, that's a terrible market.
Yeah. This neighborhood pricing study will kind of show you too. Wait, how do I add that? All of a sudden, I hit the present button. That's it. Hello. Wait a minute. All of a sudden I know what I do. I just go to here because it's already there. Okay. It kept saying remove it. And I knew if I removed it, it'd go away forever. And then we'd have a problem. Anyway, silly me. I'm back. Before I start this, though, I did check in on mortgage rates this morning. Freddie Mac's got them at 6.22. Not a surprise given the economic climate, the war, everything going on, the oil. But that just goes to show you too. We all think the market's going to turn one way, and nobody has a crystal ball. Nobody saw
Oh,
this war coming. Nobody saw the higher interest rates. So anyway, all right. Well, let's jump into this. Single family homes first. Now, we talk about the lakefront communities all the time. We talk about those that are right at Lake Michigan, which are on the right side of your screen, and then those immediately west. And on the lower side of our market area, that means near West Side, West Town, and Logan Square. So let me just show you, when you see a number, that is the median sales price for the last year. It's a 12-month average. Immediately below that is the increase in median price over 1 year.
wow. Look
So
at West.
Lincoln Park's median sales price is up 30% in 1 year.
Wow.
Now, that could be that it's median sales price. So it could mean that more luxury homes sold, for example. I think
They're selling
particularly in the near north neighborhood, that's the case. Pardon?
They're selling at every level of Lincoln Park. It's not just luxury. Everything.
Right. But I think maybe Lincoln Park might be a little bit higher because there's no inventory in the $1 million range. You know what I'm saying? You can't.
Oh, I see what you mean by the median sales price. I'm just talking about the increase in price. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised by that. But the median sales price, absolutely. There's very little under $1 million and very little below 1.5.
Yeah. So, and then you can see now the near west side, 615,000. I think that's because there are more and more homes to the west of the near west side that are selling, that are in more gentrifying neighborhoods, shall we say. So that's what's causing that number to go down. One of the things that struck me is Logan Square price-wise is really looking a lot like Westtown now. And folks, Westtown includes Bucktown, Wicker Park, Ukrainian Village, to give you a sense. We don't usually use the term Westtown when we're talking with our clients.
Yeah.
But okay, so then I said, all right, so what does a median price buy you? What does it look like? Et cetera, et cetera. And so then I pulled up photographs. This is South Loop. The South Loop only had about 8 homes that sold last year. And they're, as you can see, they're newer construction. They're not the historic homes because, near South Side, that was like loft areas.
It was also a lot of manufacturing that it was torn down and they built townhouses.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So but still $1.2 million, I think, due to its proximity to the city. Here's the near west side with the 615. And you'll see like the 2237 West Polk, that's Little Italy area over there, close to the medical district, and just smaller properties.
Yeah.
And here's Westtown. Westtown has lots of newer construction in some of these areas where there were tear downs.
Yeah.
And here's Logan Square. Now, Logan, you can see it has a mix of new construction, like on the right side, versus the older.
A bunch of these are really more Bucktownian.
2117 Dickens is heart of Bucktown for sure.
And the one
3518 Portland is way west. What were you saying?
I know Portland is far west. It's a west on Portland, but the whole area feels more Bucktowny than Logan Square.
Yeah. So $1.3 million on those. And then, okay, now I'm shifting. That Gold Coast number is wrong, folks. I apologize. You can see the houses at $2,325,000. That's the median sales price for the Gold Coast. Yeah. And you can see what that price buys you. Very grand historic homes. Scott.
30 East Scott? That's not 30 East Scott. That's
it's 1252. Gosh, I was
LaSalle.
Doing this in the middle of the night. It's 1252 LaSalle.
Yeah.
I was moving things around so fast.
That's all right.
Okay, here's Lincoln Park at $2,350,000. And
wow.
Yeah. 2030 Fremont. It's just a 2-story house. It's not a 3-story house that gets you 2.3 million. If you get that extra level, you're going to be high 2 millions.
Yes. Now, is Dayton a series of townhouses?
Yeah, there's fee simple
Fee
townhomes.
simple
Yes,
townhouses. Interesting. Over 2 million for those fee simple town. Wow.
yeah.
Wow. It's a nice block, though.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Okay, so here we are at what is that on my screen? Oh, it's just love. Okay, so here we are with the upper neighborhoods in our market area. So Lakeview, of course, is just north of Lincoln Park. North Center, just immediately west of that, which includes Roscoe Village. Uptown, Edgewater, Lincoln Square. So Lakeview is now 1,850,000. But look at that, up 11% in 1 year in Lakeview. Oh, by the way, I did not mention the numbers are priced per square foot.
Yes. Yeah.
You knew that.
I'm
I
sorry.
should have said that though.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting to see Edgewater down 12.5. Again, that's because lower priced homes like Edgewater.
These are houses, and they're and it's probably the timing of what was bought this year. Yeah.
And again, when you don't have a lot of inventory, then the numbers tend to get a little skewed. But it used to be in Lincoln Square, you could solidly get a single family home in the 800s, and now we're well over 1 million there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then North Center, 1,697,000, up 12.8%. So very strong. So let's take a look at the houses in the areas. Here's Lakeview. And wouldn't you say that's quintessential Lakeview?
Well, those look like 2 of them are new construction. The third, the one on Lakewood is an older building that's been converted into a single family.
Yeah, that looks like that might have even been a 2-flat that they converted into a single family. Yeah, the one thing we don't see here are like gray stones that you think of in Lakeview, but I think those are more than 1.8 million if they've been
absolutely.
Yeah. Here's North Center. So Roscoe Village, you've got the clapboard homes. The one on the right side's newer.
Yeah, they're all newer. I mean, the last 50 years. They're 50 years or younger.
Yeah.
Wow.
Uptown.
I was thinking that would be these neighborhoods. Yes.
So
that 807. No, that's not Castlewood.
That's not. I didn't put that picture in. See, I would duplicate.
Is that one of the townhouses on Castlewood, or is it one of the cute little bungalowy on Castlewood? The one that you
It's cute. Yeah, it's like a bungalowy little thing for $1.4 million that needs work.
Yeah.
Hazel is just around the corner from Castlewood. And that's the one that has that pretty front porch that we looked at before. Remember?
Yeah. Hazel's a happening little street that Buena Park or Buena. Yeah.
And then 1657 Carmen, that's west of Ashland, but that in that little pocket where it's close to all the corners.
Yeah.
Edgewater. So this is median price in Edgewater.
Yeah.
So you know.
Well, Wayne's a good house. That looks like a nice big wide house.
Which one?
The one on Wayne.
Yeah. 5247 Wayne would be in Lakewood Balmoral. That must be one of those basic 3-bedroom, 1 baths that you need to do work to at this point. And then here's Lincoln Square. Beautiful big homes in Lincoln Square.
Yeah. A lot of wood frame houses though. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and then condos. Now, we're not going to see examples of condos here. I just wanted to show you the numbers.
Okay.
So near South Side 380 at 349 per square foot, Loop 406. Now here's what's interesting. Look at the Loop, 422 per square foot versus near North. Near North's sales price, median sales price is higher, but the price per square foot is lower.
Interesting. What's going on to make the Loop? Is that the New East Side?
Yeah, St. Regis. Yeah. Cirrus. Yeah. Somebody said the Cirrus sales are picking up again.
Good.
But so the Loop isn't up that much. It's up 1.5% versus last year. Near North 6%, Lincoln Park 13.8% in condos. Look at the median sales price for Lincoln Park.
Wow.
Isn't that insane? Well,
'Cause
Lincoln Park doesn't go ahead.
the size of condos there generally are 2 bedrooms and fewer and lower. I mean, there's some duplex down, but they are small, and that is a high price for a small condo.
I think that what's skewing this too is they have been building more and more of these brand new 3-unit or 6-unit buildings that have over $1 million price tags. They've done some on Halstead.
Oh, they've done some of that,
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so near West Side 4025. I think that's indicative of the new construction over like in the West Loop.
yeah. Yep.
West Town 575, not a surprise. Logan Square. Now the prices surprisingly haven't like jumped as much in these Western neighborhoods in the last year. If you look at a 5-year percent increase, they're very strong, but not so much in the last 12 months. And I think that's maybe because there hasn't been as much new construction.
Yeah.
All right, Lakeview, 460,000, up 16.5% in price. That's
Wow.
even a bigger jump than Lincoln
Yep.
Park.
People who can't buy in Lincoln Park are going to Lakeview.
Yeah.
They're pushing over into Lakeview. Yeah.
And coming down to Gold Coast somewhat too, Old Town
Oh,
Gold Coast.
Uptown. Wow. I would have thought it was stronger because
I know.
there must be something wacky about this because the east side of Uptown, the east of Sheridan Road, is really strong.
Right.
East of Broadway, really strong.
But if you go into areas like Sheridan Park, it's still a little.
Is it? Yeah, it's tricky.
Yeah.
It's
tricky. Yeah. And you've got some units that just are not developed yet.
Yeah.
So,
Mm.
and then of course, Edgewater, you and I were talking before coming on the air today, you've got all of those older condos up and down Sheridan Road, like from Bryn Mawr or Hollywood up to Devon, south of Loyola campus.
I track the Malibu buildings just because I've had people interested in the Malibu buildings, which are
Right.
better maintained than some. But what's really interesting about those condos is every time I see one for sale, it hasn't been improved. So it'll be interesting as the improved condos
Right.
on the market where they are, because they have these incredible views. The buildings are relatively well maintained. People love living there. They have amenities.
Absolutely. Yes.
And they're near to the part of Broadway that has a lot of shopping, good grocery stores, some bars and restaurants.
Yeah.
It's got really good transportation. So I've been following that of all the buildings. Those two, they're not related to each other, but they were built probably by the same developer.
They are the flagship of that strip. I agree with
They
you.
are. And they are still very well priced because people bought them and then didn't improve them.
Yeah.
So, all right. Very interesting, Anne.
All right. So you've got interesting properties for
Oh,
us.
I wanted to, I sign up, as you do probably, for different kinds of feeds from the MLS. So properties, like I sign up for new private listings on the near north side. So I get an email of all the new stuff every day coming in because I sometimes forget to look at the hot sheet. And this one came in I did a search for properties in Lakeview, and I sort of set it up to automatically come to my feed. And these were 3 that came to me probably on Tuesday or Wednesday. And one was this little townhouse. These are all condos. Townhouse, mid-century townhouse right between Surf and I think it's Oakdale. Surf and Oakdale on Sheridan Road, on the west side of Sheridan Road, that has a little courtyard. And they're mid-century and kind of interesting looking. And I know a lot of people are looking for townhouses, but it's got sort of this and this part. There are several blocks between Sheridan Road and Broadway, between Diversey and Belmont, that have a bunch of mid-century townhouses that are kind of cool. So it gives you a sense of the, of course, it's $850,000. It refuses to tell you how large it is. It is 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. The HOA is $460 a month, and taxes are just over 12,000, and that's with no exemptions. I'm going to tell you also, almost all of the listings I look at, there are no exemptions. What are people get your exemptions? If you live in Chicago, have your homeowner's exemption. If you're over 65, get your senior exemption. Come on, no one's going to thank you for paying extra taxes anyway.
Oh, that is for sure. And if you're not sure how to do that, reach out to us. We can help you.
For God's sake. Now, pretty kitchen.
Yes, it is.
Mid-century kind of feel in the bedroom.
You're looking into other units, but
you're looking across a big courtyard into other units, but you'll have your blinds down during the, when it's appropriate. What a nice little backyard.
Nice outdoor space. They did a lovely job with that.
So this is the floor plans. Bless all of them. I think all of them have a floor plan. So primary bedroom is nice and large. The 2 other bedrooms are smaller. The bathrooms are upstairs. The 2 full baths are upstairs. But it's kind of a nice little home.
How long has it been on the market? When did it hit?
5 days.
Oh, it's going to be gone quick. The only thing, not having seen it in person, only online, are those windows.
Meaning that they're old windows?
If they're old windows, it's not going to be cheap to replace them. It's hard to tell from these photos,
It's hard to tell, but they look like they are not the one single pane, but you're right. But remember, these are probably that's probably, and it's expensive, but that's probably one window. The whole system, maybe just one window, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do. Right. There's something in between, but you'd have to do the whole thing. Right. So that's one thing that would concern me, or say, hey, am I going to have an expense here? Because it could be a $40,000, $50,000 expense to replace these windows. Yeah. The other thing is, these are your only windows. You don't have an exposure on the back end of this townhouse.
No, that is the back end.
No, well, what I'm saying is, you don't have a north and a south.
It says you do. Look here, you do.
You
do. The other bedroom.
Okay, I was wrong. Yeah, you're right. Oh, yeah. So it would be very expensive to replace the windows, but if you didn't have to do that, this is a good sound buy.
Right. Yeah. These were built in 1952, FYI.
Definitely interesting property. I'm glad you brought this.
Would you say follow this? Okay, drop it. Let's go to the next one.
Okay, but let us know when that sells, and let's follow it.
So this.
Oh yeah, 3530. Yeah.
3530 Lakeshore Drive, 11B. It's currently on the market for $585, and it listed itself as new again.
Yeah.
So sold and relisted, but it's been on the market for 100 days. I sold this in 2019 for $452. And let me tell you, it looked so much better.
It looked better when you had it.
So they kept the floor, they've replaced the sconces, and they've made it much more dramatic. But everything else is sort of dull.
So you've got the east view. This is a building where you do not have outdoor space. You do not have parking. Does this have central air with it?
It does. Okay. It does. It's 2 bedrooms and a maid's room that they've turned into sort of an office, 2 baths, and it's expensive for no amenities. There is a gym. There are no amenities, $2,011. There is no doorman.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just really not a lot. But the taxes are low. The taxes are just under $9,000 for 2,000 square feet. And these people do have a homeowner's insurance, a homeowner's exemption.
Okay.
But I mean, this is a great apartment for entertaining because that hallway is wide enough to be part of the chatting area. They've got a nice big dining room, and what a swank little butler's pantry leading into the kitchen. The kitchen's very small. I don't even think I kept a picture of it. And then the bedrooms.
Interesting. They've got carpet over the hardwood floor in that bedroom, but
yeah. I think they've always had carpet in these rooms. There may be, but they chose this. My people had a really handsome carpets, and this is sort of, I don't know. Anyway,
well,
but here's the layout. So it's a nice big space. The only thing is this doesn't have laundry. You could have laundry, but they don't want to give up the things that would allow the laundry to exist.
well, and I've shown in this floor plan before, even with an architect who's like, he just said no to it because, to your point, there's no way to put that laundry in without making a major sacrifice. And
Yeah.
But I mean, if that's not a big deal to you, it's good space.
Yeah. And they have a nice laundry room. So this is now 456 West Briar Street. It looks old, but it was built in 2008. It's 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,750 square feet, but this is expensive for Lakeview. It's been on the market for same 5 days.
So what'd you say the price was again?
$850
for a 2-bedroom.
For a 2-bedroom, 2 bath, 1,750 square feet.
See, that's why their prices are going up there. Okay.
So the other one, the 2,000 square foot one we saw, its monthly assessment was $2,000. This monthly assessment is $271.
Yeah, they're paying their own heat and air.
And it has parking. So that's reflected in the price. So this is
good comparison here between these two.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
So living space, all oriented towards the television.
Isn't that always how it goes?
I mean, no pretense that we're going to actually have a conversation here. We're just Oh, don't you think that's sort of interesting that there's not even another chair?
Yeah. I bet you this is somebody under 40 years old.
Well, you'll see in a minute. Oh, you won't see. There's one of the bedrooms is a nursery.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think the reason they're getting out is there is no elevator.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But a nice, cute front porch. I think that's off the living room. The primary bedroom has also a nice porch. Off the back.
They did a nice job staging it.
Yeah.
Or using their furniture and decluttering, either one, but it looks nice.
But tiny little bedrooms in the middle, but a big primary and living space.
So it's 3 bedrooms. I thought you said it was 2 bedrooms.
I'm sorry, I misspoke if I did. 3 bedrooms, but
okay.
Tiny. And
That's pretty much typical. Wouldn't you say a typical floor plan for these kind of shotguns?
Yes, because it's 25 feet wide. So
interesting. All right. Okay. Your assignment, should you choose to accept it, is to follow these 3 and let us know what happens, because these were really good ones to look at. And I'll be really curious to see what happens with them.
So my listing on Chestnut sold in under a week or about a week even though it had no laundry. I mean, you have to go downstairs. And And it's really interesting how great views will trump the absolute requirement for a laundry. You know, I need a laundry. I can't live without a, oh, this is great.
I know, spellbound by the view. I know. It's so
Yeah.
interesting.
Anyway,
Yeah, that's it, folks, for this week's Monday Morning Coffee with Kyle and Dan. And
thanks for joining us.
we look forward to seeing you next time with some more interesting stuff. And if you have any questions, please let us know.